Hey, what's up, y'all? So a comment or thread on Facebook inspired this video, and I think it's a really interesting one. We're going to talk about how to make feedback with a Kemper. So a lot of people, thousands of people have watched this video. We'll put a link to it that kind of explains why I like to use a guitar cabinet with my Kemper. And it got a lot of hate, and everybody's like, you're not supposed to do that, you're supposed to use blah blah, whatever. I don't care. I like what I like, and there is a real reason for it. And it came up today in a Facebook post. So let's talk about it. We're going to talk about how you make feedback with a Kemper. So first of all, there's a couple of kind of post-production, if you want to call it that, options, like a Digitech Freakout, for instance. How does that make feedback? First of all, let's talk about how feedback is made in the guitar. Let me grab one. Here we have the guitar. So when we play the guitar and we strike the string, you can kind of hear it just a little bit, right? Because air is moving off of the vibrations off that string, comes to your ear, does the ear stuff, and it makes sound. So you can hear that a little bit, right? Here's what happens with a guitar, an electric guitar. Conventional amplifier, electric guitar with a speaker. You make the sound, it gets amplified by the amplifier, and then the sound comes out of the speaker. The thing is that the sound is doing a couple of things. Some of the frequencies are canceling out. So like as it travels back to the guitar, that air is moving, right? And it's coming back to the guitar and vibrating the strings again. Some of those frequencies are getting canceled out. Some of them are getting accentuated because it's like adding to them. More or less, that's what feedback is the movement of the air comes back to the guitar, moves the strings again, and then runs that back through the guitar again, back through the amp again, back through the guitar again, back through the amp again, and that's what happens. But in order for all that to work, you gotta have air moving, right? So, if you're playing a Kemper, how do you do that? Well, they have another way to do this, like a Digitech Freakout, for example, is a pedal that I'm pretty sure the way it works is, and I'll show you kind of like a screenshot of this on the screen right here, but if you look at your guitar signal when you strum a chord, basically I just took and recorded myself strumming a chord. This is what it looks like as it decays off, right? Like you just hit a chord and it decays off because your pickups are making a voltage, okay? And they're making a voltage that is not constant. It's kind of all up and down, and you can see that right here, and as it decays off, it sort of goes away. What the Freakout does, I think, and I've researched this a fair amount, but obviously all these manufacturers, they don't tell you everything, right? So what I think's happening is it attaches itself to certain frequencies throughout the guitar signal, the actual, the voltage. It sees the voltage that the pickup is making, and then it accentuates certain parts of that frequency on those voltages and boosts them and makes it basically kind of electronically feedback. So it's not the same thing as a moving air, but it does give you that kind of like, I don't want to say fake sustain because it's not fake sustain, but basically it's adding voltage in the right place on the right frequencies to give you the feeling and sound of feedback. It's not 100% natural, but then again, it wouldn't be because it's not moving air. Going all the way back around to the beginning of the whole thing, why I made that video a couple years ago now, about why I love using a guitar cabinet with a Kemper. Now, I'm going to show you the difference between playing the monitors, like a normal monitor setup or headphones, and playing with a normal guitar cabinet. I'm going to try to capture the difference of the sound in the room, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. Okay, so the guitar is on, the camera's on, lights are on, everything's on. So we're recording on the computer right now, and here's what I'm doing. These are my JBL 305, whatever, Mark IIs, whatever. And this is a trash truck right when you start to film. How about that? Whatever. You're gonna deal with the trash truck today. I'm just feeling in like a let's go with it sort of mood. So here we have, anyway, these monitors, this is what I play through all the time. and you play in the studio about this volume right here. Okay? As you can see, you can't get super amounts of feedback from that. The reason is because you're not moving enough air. There's just not enough air moving in the room, which means you need two things. More air to move mechanically, and the way you do that is a bigger speaker and more volume. So let's do this. We're going to turn these monitors down. We're going to come over here and we're going to turn our power amp on for our Kemper. And so now we are playing through the Kemper speaker. Just with one chord, you can tell how much more lively that is. Now, every different profile and combination of effects and everything is going to do it differently, but the bottom line is we're moving more air, we're putting it in front of the guitar, the air is moving the strings are moving over the pickups are recreating the voltage and feeding it back through the amp. That's basically what feedback is. So if you want real feedback, you have to have real feedback with real air moving with a real speaker. Now, here's the interesting part about all of this. It doesn't matter what this speaker sounds like. And I think a lot of people get really flipped out about that. If you're going direct out to a board and playing live and you just have this speaker, it has to just sound good. It just has to sound good. And I know that it's not flat range or whatever you want to call it, FR, whatever. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is I picked a speaker to go in this cabinet that goes with the majority of the profiles that I like to use and that do this. For me. It might be a different speaker for you. Doesn't matter what speaker it is. You just find one that does the thing that you want it to do and you do it. So now, here's what we're going to do. Let's stop this. And now let's go ahead and play back through what we recorded with the feedback. Is it going to be exactly the same as it was when you're in the room? Not 100%, because you're not in the room, because the walls and everything was moving. But you are getting real feedback, and it is being recorded because it's coming back through the pickups, which are being recorded direct. My suggestion to you, if you want to have real feedback either on stage or in the recording studio, is have a powered Kemper and have the speaker right here and play in front of it like you would play a normal guitar rig. So if you don't quite 100% like the tone of this speaker, it's okay as long as it's doing the things in your headphones that you want it to do, because that's what's getting recorded on the track. There's going to be people in the comments that disagree with me on this. They're going to think this is stupid. They're going to say I'm wrong, but I don't really care because I've figured out that I can sound good doing this and it sounds awesome. Whether that is conventional or not, or whether a recording artist or an engineer will come on the comments and say that's not how you're supposed to do it, blah 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 blah, for very, very many reasons, whatever, it doesn't matter. Because this is the thing about all this stuff, is if you figured out how to use the tools to make the sound that you want, then you're doing it right. That's all there is to it. Is it going to match every profile ever made? No. But you have to admit, usually you're a Marshall guy, Fender-ish guy, Vox-ish guy, and I'm a Marshall / modded Fender guy. I've found a speaker that works for me for those profiles, and that's all that matters. If I all of a sudden decide that I'm going to be a Vox guy, I might go get another cabinet made and stick another speaker in it and have a second one. Or I may get another speaker with a little bit different sound profile and put it in there and switch back and forth. I don't know. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Anyway, I just want to share that. That's how you make feedback with a Kemper. You just do it the same old-fashioned way you do it with a regular guitar, and that's it. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll talk to y'all soon.